Monica! I don't want to see you back here until you're ready to wake! I'm sorry, did you hear me asking for excuses?
No, I'll do better, I promise.
Why is she so aggressive?
Wait! Huh? Who do you think you are telling me? Wait a sec. So, you're bringing backup now. Suit yourself! You're
Savannah, is this how you always treat your staff?
My staff is right. I'm the one in charge here now. And
Of course. How you run your kitchen is none of our business.
Overworked? I've said it before and I'll say it again.
But Philmont can do...
Monica, back inside, now!
But you said I shouldn't...
Just do as you're told, and not another word out of you!
Wow! What a... Sorry. Looks like I've dragged you into some... Her name is Savannah. She's the new head chef at Hotel de Boer. Ever since she took the job, she's been enforcing One guy was so overworked, he collapsed from illness. He's been bedridden for days, and he can barely even talk
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I don't deserve to be a chef.
At his family's request, the Spina di Rosula is trying to meet... Savannah is adamant that Vermont's exhaustion and illness have... Our next thought was to talk to the other chefs at the restaurant and get a better idea. And that's why I'm here, doing it the old-fashioned way.
Oh, shoot! It all makes sense now.
Oh, no, not at all, Paimon. Honestly, the way she was laying into And besides, I don't really think I'm built. Yeah, meaning it's gonna be all the more difficult to get the...
Paimon will join you, 'cause this is kinda all Paimon's fault.
Guys, it's fine. You don't need to worry about it. That said, if you were planning to visit the Fleuve Saint, a really famous chef just joined the Spina di Rosula's
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to apologize for the scene you witnessed just now. We shouldn't subject... This is a small token from us. It's some candy from Monica.
Monica's the one apologizing?
Our head chef has been a little highly strung lately.
All right. Since there's candy, Paimon will...
Thank you for understanding. We'll make sure to pack...
A little highly strung, huh?
Paimon doesn't get it. How did someone like her even become...
Well, according to Vermont's family, she hasn't all...
Oh, Paimon totally gets it. Come on! Huh? Hold on, there's some find... Escoffier.
Escoffier? Could this mean...
So, who is this
Well, for starters, she recreated the legendary Gâteau de Boer. Safe to say, she's the most renowned head chef in the Hotel de Boer.
Gâteau de Boer? That's the super exclusive cake that they only sell a few
Well, apparently, the Hotel de Boer was reported for... But none of the chefs had any idea how it could have gotten into the food.
The Fortress of Mirapede?
Well, you're right. The quantity of the Escoffier didn't have to stay in the fortress for long, but still...
So that's what happened.
Even though Escoffier is no longer head chef at the hotel, she's still well respected by the staff. So, I'm guessing what Monica wants is for us to convince Escoffier to try and...
Oh, Paimon gets it! Monica, it's simple. If the new head chef is stressing everyone out, then the
well...
You thought cream of mushroom soup was ready to serve after 3.5 minutes on the stove. You'd have had more sense serving hot water with ice cubes. At least then, you wouldn't have wasted all this perfectly good cream and mushroom. What do you say, Hilaire?
I'm sorry, Cream. I'm sorry, Mushroom.
As you can see, Escoffier is that kind of chef as well.
You have to leave it on the heat for long enough to allow those flavors the chance to come out. Don't be fooled by the aroma when the water first starts to boil. Got it?
Yes, Chef.
Then go back and do it again. The customers are still waiting. Remember where you went wrong and don't repeat the same mistake twice.
Yes, Chef.
Waiting to be served? Sorry, we're pretty busy. I'm afraid you have to join the line.
Oh, no, we're not here to eat.
So you're not paying customers? Then I'm afraid the wait will be even longer.
It's hard to talk to Escoffier when she's in the zone. Let's take a seat. We can catch up while we wait.
Looks like the rush hour is finally over. Is it over?
These days, yes. I'd say business has tripled since Escoffier joined as temporary head chef. Well, in her words, the Hotel de Bourg...
I guess I'll be heading off then.
Wait, take these home with you. We can't serve them now, and there's no sense in letting them go to waste.
Oh, thank you, Chef.
For what? Like I said, I just don't want them going to waste. Oh, and tell Fiamma to get well soon, so you're not running yourself ragged every single
Fiamma.
He's the chef that fell ill from stress. Hilarious, he decided to pick up some work to help pay the bills. Escoffier knows their situation, so she's been making some extra food every day for him to take home.
Hey, I heard that, Navia! I've told you before, no one's making extra food. Hilaire is making blunders in the kitchen.
Yeah, failed dishes that just so happen to be nutritionally complete every single time.
So, you two must be the world-famous traveler and her companion, Paimon, yes? Is this something like...
Oh, so you know us already. We'll skip the introduction then. We are here to talk about...
Oh, I certainly am. The Spina's headquarters are right next to the tavern. And I've lost count of the number of times Navi has come to pest, but I don't work for the Hotel de Bourg anymore. And being ex-head chef doesn't give me the right to interfere. Besides, I'm the one who persuaded Savannah to take the job in the first place.
What?
Well, she was a much gentler person back then. A little timid even. She was...
That's hard to believe.
Honestly, I do wonder if she's just emulating me. I mean, I'm not the most pleasant head chef to be around either. Anyway, suffice to say that given the history between us, it'll be tricky for me to tell her she's doing her... Fiamma and the others probably think that Savannah gets it all from me.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, Escoffier. Look at this note.
She mentioned me.
Whatever shortcomings you feel you have, it looks like Monica still trusts you.
Monica.
Plus, it's not like we're asking you to storm in there and raise hell.
Oh, Monica. Oh, Monica!
Escoffier?
I can't believe her! Powdered sugar is supposed to be applied sparingly. Look at all that on the wrapper. It's thicker than the sole of my shoe. Unbelievable. I won't stand for this. She has to learn.
Wait, so now she's,
Let's go catch up to her. We don't want to keep her waiting.
Wait, she looks like... Is that a skull?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I messed up your order.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Maybe...
But please, you have to forgive me or Chef is gonna...
What the heck?
Get up, Monica. Can't you see that you're just making your customer feel more awkward?
Escoffier?
If you want forgiveness, then do what any self-respecting chef would do. Make the dish again. And this time, get it right. You cannot go begging your customers to feel sorry.
Savannah said that I'm not allowed back in the kitchen until I've corrected my mistake. But if I can't go back into the kitchen, I can't do the dish over.
that's some backwards logic. How can you fix your mistake without being allowed?
We apologize for interrupting your meal, sir.
It's fine. With my layman's palate, it's not like I can tell the difference anyway. I was actually quite enjoying my meal until she appeared out of nowhere and started apologizing. Gave me a bit of a fright, to be honest.
Oh, well, it's because Chef Savannah tasted a bit of the leftover soup from my pot and then threw...
Gosh, that's pretty strict. Has she always been that way? I don't recall things being like this when Escoffier was head chef here.
I mean, Escoffier was strict too, but I think the difference is that her criticism was more constructive, so we all knew that it came from a good place. Chef Escoffier was hard on us because she truly wanted us to read. But these days, whenever we make a mistake, we just get told to wake up, get your head, and it's only gotten worse since word got out that Chef Escoffier had
Monica, you don't need to call me chef. I'm not the boss here anymore.
Yeah, but through no fault of your own, what happened back then? That banquet was a huge event, and so many staff were involved every...
Lumaline? What's that?
A new drug from the Fontaine Research Institute, produced from an extract of the Lumitoile.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. They found out you can use it as a flavor and...
They also found that overuse can have mood-altering effects. And even, unfortunately, however, some food product...
Everyone knows that in all likelihood, someone probably just purchased a batch of contaminant, but you took all the blame. We all know why. And now look at you. A fry chef.
What are you trying to say? Sure, the Spina's Tavern...
Oh, the Fleuve Cendra, you say? Great. That's where I'm dining from now on.
Monica, I'm very happy with my current job. And there's no changing the past. We just have to let bygones be bygones. Besides, at the end of the day, I was the head chef, regardless of whose mistake it was.
Oh, if only Savannah was half the boss you were.
I'm sorry? Do you have a problem with my conduct as head chef?
No, chef.
So, you do remember who's boss? Escoffier? I thought you'd left this place for good. What are you doing back here?
What happened to you, Savannah? Why are you acting like this?
You made me the head chef and gave up your right to tell me how to do. You're not the boss here anymore. So stop acting like you own the place.
Whoa. Sounds like someone has a chip.
Oh, Savannah! My God, have you grown a temper since I last saw you? Have you put even half the amount of energy into improving your cooking skills? Or are you still
That's none of your business!
What happened to...
Ho ho! I was not expecting to see something this...
Huh? Fanasium?
Aye, miladies. Might I make a humble suggestion? Given that we have...
The traditional way? That can only mean one...
That's right! I'm talking, of course, about...
According to legend, the founders of Hotel de Boer, Modeste and Savelli, used the cooking contest would decide who had the final say.
Huh. Sounds like they had a...
Ah, well, it might sound that way to us. But in fact, the cooking contest played an And indeed, the reintroduction of this institution in recent years...
Reintroduction? Someone brought it...
What say you, Escoffier? Surely you, of all people, won't back down from this...
Sure, I reinstated it, but...
I see no issue as long as both sides...
Exhibition. If we're going to battle it out, let's put it all on the line. If I lose...
I don't want anything to happen to you.
But if you lose, you hand over the Codex de Boer to me.
What? The Codex de Boer?
Only the legendary handbook written by the original head chef Modeste. It contains it's the greatest treasure in Fontaine's culinary world.
Present and former.
What do you want that old thing for? You have your own copy, don't you?
Don't take me for a fool. I want your copy, the original version.
I'm sorry, I must be missing something. You know,
Stop trying to change the topic. What's wrong, Escoffier? Scared you're gonna lose to me?
Savannah, you may remember that we gave her the original...
Oh, I'm sure it won't be an issue, as long as both sides agree to the term. And as for the contest itself, let's make it a bake-off. Gâteau de Boer, per the recipe in the Codex. Well, Escoffier...
you sound surprisingly confident. All right then, let's see how much you've actually grown. I hope you surprise me, Savannah. I'd hate to find out that all you've learned after this long is how to chew people's heads off.
Believe me, I'll show...
Escoffier, are you sure this is a good idea? You accepted her terms a little hastily.
Oh, it'll be fine. Let's head back to the Fleuve Cendres so I can get prepping.
So...
Well, I got a sense that she's holding something back.
Huh? Holding back?
Escoffier only picked up on it because she's the same way.
That's patently false, at least where your macarons are concerned.
Okay, that's one case.
Oh, that? Well, it's not so much a recipe book as a diary. Back in the day, he and his good friend Savelli explored far and wide. For instance, legend has it that the original so rare was the ingredient that they could never make more than 16 slices of the cake per day. But Modeste and Savelli went on to found the original Hotel de Boer, especially Modeste. He was hailed as a once-in-a-generation genius. And over...
Ah, Paimon's heard this kind of story before. Armed with the Codex.
What? No, of course not. Cooking is a constantly evolving... Anyway, never mind centuries. Savelli and Modeste parted ways not even... And that was it. The end of the Hotel de Boer's heyday. It felt even then it still took numerous relocations and changes of management.
Oh! So the Codex really isn't all that, then?
Yes, well, that's fiction. And this is reality.
Case in point. Even the Gâteau de Boer they sell now.
Wait, really? Why the...
It did, but like I said, it's the dusty old book now, and so reimagination is right. I consulted some as for why we gave it the same name and kept the tradition of only selling 16 slices a day.
Oh! Huh. Well, that kind of takes all the mystique out of it.
Hey now, it might not be the original Gâteau de Bourg, but it's just think, if the original truly was the perfect cake you're imagining it to be, there's...
Anyway, before I left my role as head chef, I made a copy of all the recipes from the cook.
So what? Could it be a symbolic thing? Like...
Well, it was clearly precious enough to give to Escoffier as a parting gift. Maybe from her point of view, it's like...
You think so? The only thing is, it was her suggestion to gift me the original in the first...
What? Huh.
Who knows? We could speculate forever. It means vesting her in this bake-off. And then, however much she's changed since we worked together, I believe that she still has her...
Well, I'm confident that you and your spatula can get
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Gâteau de Bourg is now, if I had to push it, I could probably do the work of 3 chefs myself.
Well, that's easy. The 3 of us are veterans.
Well, I have heard the Traveler is an accomplished cook.
Oh, count me in too. I've spent weeks perfecting even if it means competing against the Traveler.
Confident. I like it. All right.
I've always called it chopping stuff up, not mise en place. But it's basically the same thing, right?
Oh, Navia. The difference in your case is that mise en place is chopping stuff up without sending juices flying all over the kitchen. Looks like you found that easier than I expected.
Yeah, thankfully it was pretty straightforward in the end. You made it sound like we'd be carving statues out of fruits or something.
Well, brace yourself, because the next step is anything but straightforward. A kind of special food processor I got the Fontaine this isn't exactly standard kitchen equipment. So that probably...
Custom-made equipment from the Fontaine Research Institute, huh? That's some pretty high-tech food prep. Paimon's never used anything this weird before. Cool! No, weird.
And done. These are the flavor compounds extracted from our...
Wow! Even the smell is so much more...
Absolutely not! Throwing everything in at once will ruin... I'll demonstrate again. Now. Slowly and carefully.
Yes, fine.
And voila! Now it's your turn. Not terrible, but the Traveler's work was surprisingly good. Are you sure you've never done this before? Oh, well, they do say adventurer is a multi-talent. All right, now for the part I've been looking forward to. I want each of you to cook something that's right. The true test of your cooking skills is the finished product. How's it going? Have you picked a dish? Look at that! With the grace of a snow-winged goose.
Pretty good, right? Not to brag or anything, but...
6 points.
What? Oh, well...
That's 6 out of 100.
What?
You say you're a connoisseur, but it's quite clear from this dish that you have farmed. By that logic, I suppose you think.
Aww.
Ah, me next. I'll have you know that this batch of macarons has 2 whole tablespoons less.
So you went from 12 tablespoons to 10? Well, it's nice to know you actually measured it out. Because it tastes like you.
Aw.
Now to the final dish.
So,
This is our last hope.
8 points.
darn.
Not exactly. The color is spot on. Beautiful aroma. Excellent presentation. I have to give this one 8 points out of 10. Maybe even 9 points.
What? How did you pull that off?
Don't get me wrong. There's room for improvement. But still, this is clearly the work of an accomplished chef. I can really taste the grace of the snow-winged goose in this dish. The traveler.
Hey, you made that last part up. No way to...
Well, it looks like I lost fair and square.
But if it takes 3 chefs, that still leaves 1 slot remaining.
Chef Escoffier.
Oh, it's Hilaire. What brings you here?
I heard the news about the cooking contest.
And you think you're up to the task?
Oh, no, I know I'm not there yet. It's actually my dad who wanted to help.
Firma, last I heard, you could barely get out of bed.
Chef Escoffier, Navia, I've had enough of sitting around at home while you run yourselves ragged. If you let me, I'd like to...
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
Don't you worry. I'll be fine. I'm feeling... The fact is, I'm a fine chef, despite recent events.
Firma, have you even set foot in...
I have not. Huh? That's strange. Why are my hands shaking?
What do you call this, Firma?
I can't...
Do it again! Again! Again!
I...
Hopeless. Get out of my kitchen, yes.
Dad, what's wrong?
I don't understand. I was feeling so much better, and then I... Willa...
Dad, talk to me. What happened?
I think the real issue here is not physical exhaustion, but psychological trauma.
Monica, when did you get here?
Probably because you were all concentrating. But anyway, Firma, I'm so sorry. If only I'd known how serious your...
You have nothing to apologize for, Monica. During those long nights of redoing...
Oh, come on. All I did was make you some tea. I doubt it was much help.
She sounds like the worst.
She's been getting harsher and harsher on us ever since she heard about Escoffier's new role in the Fleuve Cendre. Seems like no matter what...
What is this? It looks like a dog's been at it.
Then she orders us to redo the dish again and again, but we never know what's going to make her happy.
Do it again, do it again, do it again!
Every time you remake it, you just...
Either straighten yourself out, or...
So now, it seems like just picking up...
Oh, man.
The more I want to get it perfect, the more my hands shake, and the more scared I am of making another mistake.
How can you give up so easily, Firma? You weren't and even under Savannah, you talk about working late into the night trying to perfect your dish.
I don't know what's come over me. When I think back, I just remember feeling like my heart and my hands were growing heavier and heavier as the Maybe Savannah was right.
Dad...
I see. Well, it sounds I will win this contest, and after that, I encourage.
But what if you can't find another?
You think being one person short will ruin my chances? Even if I had to go it alone, I would.
Oh, well, Paimon and Nadia will still.
And so will I.
Yeah! And if worse comes to worse, we can always.
Actually, I thought maybe I could help.
What? Why didn't you say so?
I was going to, but then.
You do this for us?
All right, fine by me. But aren't you still working for Savannah?
I know, but it's all right. I've made up my mind. With the way things are, I'm done with sucking it up. It's time to try and turn things around. If this cooking contest can get Savannah to see the error of her ways, then I'm sure she'll.
Well, Paimon didn't think we'd be poaching from Savannah's staff to get.
Great! Then it's settled. And to congratulate you all on making.
Spina sponsored? Wait, you mean
Well, I promised to try.
Yeah! Feast, feast, feast!
All right, if you insist, then prepare for some of the finest food of your lives. That's not a bad idea, actually.
That was a dream come true. Paimon never knew Fontainian cuisine could be this good.
Why, Savannah? Oh, nothing. I was just flicking through the original. I wanted to see if there was anything I'm missing. Something I hadn't. But I can't find anything. It's just some. The copy I gave her not only has all the recipes in full, but even includes my own private. Yeah, maybe. Still, it's just. We were. At least I always. She was a little shy, but meticulous with everything and those qualities are why I recommended her to replace me as head chef. I never imagined for 1 second that she'd cause Fiamma and the other staffs. Well, I mean to an extent. And the idea that she turned out like this, because I wonder if this is how Modeste felt back when he was writing the Codex. Yes, with his good friend and co-founder of the... The story goes that after Modeste unveiled his Gâteau de Bourg and was hailed as a culinary genius, he was admired and adored by all. But unlike Modeste, whose every new creation was an instant hit, Savelli seemed to face setbacks every turn. And with Modeste being whisked off to all manner of functions by his celebrity friends, people started gossiping about Savelli, and their relationship between everything came to an abrupt end when Modeste, still in the... That was it. They neither had to decide. One rumor had it that Savelli actually killed Modeste out of jealousy, even as the latter was hoping to make amends. Unlikely. It's a popular theory, but there's no real base. Still, beyond a point, there's no way of knowing what truly happened in the past. Oh, and that's why I have to win this contest tomorrow. Then get the truth about everything that's been going on, even if it means cracking her open like a nut. Really? Well, I like the confidence.
It's Cooking Contest Day! To the...
Did you hear the news? Escoffier's coming back for...
Mesdames et messieurs, welcome one and all to the...
Savannah, I brought the original copy of the codex you asked for.
Monica? Huh.
In the interests of fairness, this contest will be conducted. The labels will be placed out of sight underneath the plates. Only
As one of the judges, I promise to be fair and impartial.
When my meal got interrupted yesterday, I never thought this is how they'd make it up to me. Getting a seat on the judging panel is a pretty sweet deal.
both contestants have taken their positions. Then, without further ado, let the Hôtel de Bord cooking contest commence!
Monica, Traveler, even the best chef in the world can't flavor their food without prepping the flavoring, right?
Alphonse, Gaspar, get to work! Do not disappoint me.
Even the best chef in the world can't flavor their food without prepping the flavoring, right? That should be enough flavoring. Now hurry up and balance the flavors.
Come on, Escoffier! Come on, Traveler!
Alphonse! What are you playing at? That's not how I taught you to do it! Stop horsing around and do it again!
Yes, Chef!
Oh, tension in the ranks on Team Savannah.
The balance of flavors is about right, but the quantity is too low. Stay calm, Escoffier. There has to be a way to balance the flavors. Just think. For goodness sake, Savannah, what are you doing? Oh, get it. I've got to focus on my own dish.
So, what do you think?
Escoffier is already on the final step of the recipe. Let's check on Savannah's progress.
I think this flavor profile is still a little bit off.
Wow! Is Savannah serious? Can she really make up for lost time working alone?
What are you doing, Escoffier? Your team's waiting on you.
You can't match Escoffier's talent.
I present to you Gâteau de Bourg. I was just exercising caution. I had to make sure everything was perfect.
Time's up! Contestants, please take your dishes to the back.
Huh.
We both made the same dish after all. For all her flaws, Savannah's a talented chef.
Whoa! This is really rather good.
Wonderfully soft and fluffy. Beautifully sweet.
I would give this one at least 9.9 out of 10. Only because there's something about the flavor of the base. It's just a little different from the rest.
Huh? Really?
All right, on to gâteau number 2.
I have a feeling that this gâteau will be a gâteau.
How exciting! I'm gonna dig in.
Not just the sugar, it's the flavors.
It appears the decision is unanimous.
And Paimon thought this might actually be close. Turns out she can't bake to save her life.
Something's not right here. Savannah...
I can now declare that the creator of the first...
What? It's Savannah?
No, that's in...
Hey, Savannah! What did you do? Oh, you swapped the plates, didn't...
Well, someone's a sore loser. These cakes went from the... It was Van Gem's staff who labeled them in the kitchen. Isn't it more likely that a...
You take judges. We demand...
That's enough! As head chef, or rather as team Savannah, I didn't think you'd stoop this low.
I don't know what you're
If you want the Codex to bore that much...
Escoffier, no.
But you must promise me that you'll apologize if...
It's a little late to be negotiating terms.
Look, Savannah, you may have fooled everyone else, but can you really fool your... But only on the condition that you...
Fine. I'll treat this... So, will that be all, ex-head chef? Or is there any other unfinished...
I didn't mean that to be a scolding from your former boss. Just a word of advice from a fellow chef and a friend. But I don't know if you're...
I know what I'm doing. I don't need your...
All right, fine. I'm glad to hear.
Escoffier?
The Codex de Boer! Finally.
Escoffier? How could you let her get away with this?
Yeah! The Codex is...
It's alright. Besides, it's not all bad. She agreed to compensate. Honestly, if I'd have known that giving her the Codex would solve everything,
No. No!
Huh?
That's it? No secrets. No nothing? I don't believe it. This can't be happening.
Oh, Chef Savannah!
Savannah?
It's nothing life-threatening. Just a...
Oh, I knew it.
Pent-up stress?
The truth is, however hard she might be on the rest of—
Yes, there are nights when she makes us redo things over and over into the... She'll hide herself away in the kitchen, working on...
But why?
Our best guess is she doesn't—
And there.
Even so, that's no excuse for taking her anger out on the rest of you.
Yeah, and it's definitely no excuse for...
Huh, about that, we honestly have no idea.
Leone and Algalia were the ones I tasked with labeling the...
Not to worry. Come on, join.
Well, how is it?
Oh, this is aggravated assault on my palate.
Is it really that bad?
Oh, relax. This isn't your cake. Savannah never. The offending flavors are coming from in between the. Or in other words, we have a traitor in our midst.
I'm sorry. I was forced. It was Chef Savannah. She said if I didn't cooperate, she would...
Calm down, Monica. I've already accepted defeat. Whatever's going on with you, just.
I was the...
Food safety. Wait, you...
I think so. Savannah and I were on... But I swear I didn't do it on purpose. I had no idea there was an... But the last thing I expected was for Savannah to use it as leverage to blackmail...
This is crazy. So Savannah...
I know, it's terrible. I'm so sorry. I thought Escoffier would hate my guts if she ever found out, and yet somehow that's ended up in me doing something even worse.
Seriously? All this. Firstly, it's not like I got a life sentence. So you don't need to feel ashamed or frightened or anything.
You mean...
Oh, well, I'm not saying you don't have to take. You should tell Vanajem to mark down your performance for the past few months. Then do. Good. Now, back to Savannah. What about the.
I have my suspicions.
What happened to me?
I've overheard some customers murmuring about how the Hotel de Boer hasn't been the same since Escoffier left.
Now that you mention it, I noticed it during the contest too. I couldn't put my finger, but the difference was so small. I'm sure no one would notice it.
Still, as head chef, it's easy to see why Savannah... So many times I've seen her make the cake base over and over.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
Thinking back on it now, it's clear that
She wants to prove that she can fill Escoffier's shoes. But after countless setbacks, she's getting more... And at some point along the way, she switched from doubting her...
Doubting Escoffier? For what?
Yeah, it would explain why she was bent on getting the original. Also, she could retain her place as the #1 chef in Fontaine.
Oh, for goodness sake. What is...
Of course. Then she finally got the Codex, only to... Seeing how utterly wrong she was must have been a real shock to the system.
There's still one thing that doesn't make sense, though. She might not be on the same level as Escoffier.
You'd think so, but geniuses like Escoffier...
New head chef, you say? What's it? I wonder, can the Hotel de Boer keep its edge?
This tastes different from last time. Is it undercooked or something?
Take this. It's a copy of the Codex de Boer. From now on, you will be its keeper. Don't listen to the doubters. If I say you can do it... Hey, did you hear me? Once I'm gone...
All this time, I've been blink.
I sincerely apologize for putting everyone out. Let's give her the day to calm down.
In that case, I'll go and update Vermont and his family.
So, we'll come back tomorrow then.
That was a long day. I think...
Oh, nice! Macarons or...
Traveler, how much do you know about the snow-winged goose? Every year, they migrate long distances in search of a suitable home. Fontaine poets often use the image of that goose to explore the ideas about leadership and genius. But what those poets don't know is that during a migration, the lead goose is always changing. Once the lead goose shows signs of fatigue, it retreats to the back of the flock. So the truth is that leadership, with all the responsibilities and pressures that come with it, I guess what I'm saying is, I don't buy into this. Cooking is a science, not magic. Given the same ingredients, of course, some people have a more sensitive palate than others, and some people are just born bold. I'd have no reason to expect so much from others if I believed that perfection can only come from the hands of a genius. The only Okay, I've made up my mind, and come tomorrow, I'll give her the scolding of her life.
Why are we here so early? Check on her? Why? Oh no, Escoffier.
I'm fine. Just need to get... Huh? What happened to my coffee? Did I really drink it all? All right. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Well, there's cooking facilities here. Or we could just grab a cup of coffee from Cafe Lutece, but either way, hurry!
Coffee. Strong, bitter coffee. I feel much better now. Thank you so much, Traveler and Paimon.
Glad to hear it, but make sure to catch up in your sleep.
I think I figured out...
Wait, what if...
I'll save it for when everyone else gets here. It's so stupidly... Yes,
Escoffier! Have you seen Savannah?
Huh? No, not...
After seeing her home yesterday, we were all a little concerned about how only to find an empty house with the... I left Alphonse and the others to keep watch at her home. If she's not here, then...
Boss, Escoffier, bad news.
Alphonse? You're supposed to be keeping...
We were, but then, just after you left, we found...
Oh, looks like a map with a...
Wait a second. This... Of course, from the Codex. They're all places that Moda... Yeah, but... I don't understand.
The Codex de Boer? Then, this place...
Seriously? So now she set her sights on finding the original...
Ugh, idiot. Does she have a death wish?
Hold on. There's more.
it was you. You let the lumen. It sounds like a threat letter. Does this mean that Savannah was responsible for.
Retrieve the codex by any means. So the cooking contest and the cheating.
She's keeping the true.
Ugh, this is all such a mess. First, we thought that Savannah forced Monica to cheat in the cooking.
You're finally here. Of course. I should have put two and two together as soon as I read your threat letter. Even the suggestion that Escoffier was keeping secrets from me. It was all part of your grand plan, wasn't it, Monica?
We should be getting close to the spot marked on the map.
Of all the stupid things she's done, this really takes the cake. The moment we find her, I'm gonna curse the living daylights out of her.
Kamisato Ayaka, present. I'm here.
Whoa, this place looks like an underwater restaurant.
I think Modest's codex mentioned this place. A pup.
Huh? Some blubber beasts have come to join the party? How did they get here? Aw, they ran off!
That could be easier said than done. Something's blocking.
Well, did...
Good point.
We prepared a banquet for our shy little guests, and as the food flowed away...
We have to feed the... See, this is why you should always bring snacks.
There is no time for that. Grow maritime flowers and
wait... Beasts or not, are we?
Trust me, they'll love it.
Oh, good question. If we try to put them in...
Yes, we can't afford to wait for them to double...
Wow, it's really singing! It must taste better than Paimon thought!
The tracks turned back again. Ugh, so annoying. Off to the freezer! Hey, it's open!
Hey, give me your water.
Here.
I said your water.
Sure.
All those years slaving away under Escoffier, and then you. Today, it's finally paying off. Not only have I found the ruin that Savelli kept hidden. Hey, go scout ahead for me, if we need. Did you not hear me?
Why don't you do it yourself?
Oh, when did you learn to fight back? You're always so compliant when I give you instructions by letter.
That's because you threatened to expose me for the Lumiline incident. I swear.
Don't be so self-righteous. Admit it, you've always been jealous of Escoffier. That's why you lapped up everything I told. You were terrified of her finding out about your part in the Lumiline incident. and you resented the way her reputation. So you jumped at the chance to convince yourself that she was the villain, that she deliberately hid her secret recipes from you just to hold you back. It was the only excuse you needed to justify getting back at her. First, idolization, then jealousy, suspicion, and self-deception. That's what this comes down to. It was the same story with Savelli and my ancestor. He offered Modeste his friendship only to murder him out of vanity. He promised to explore the world with him, only to later destroy all records of their adventures. It's a miracle I even found this. So you see, you're no better than
I am no Savelli, nor will I ever.
Oh, put a lid on it. You really think you can absolve yourself of your vindictive and jealous behavior now? Just because you finally realize that you didn't show any remorse when she left, or in the cooking contest. Why start now? You have no right to redemption.
You're right. I don't deserve her forgiveness. But I have.
Ooh, feisty. But you should watch your
I somehow doubt that. Since I.
What?
Ever since I learned the truth, I've been biding my time, waiting for this moment. You've played me like a fiddle for so long, and now.
But you drink it too.
It's what we both deserve. This is the price we must pay for betraying Escoffier. You'll die here with me, Monica.
You. Oh, you're too much. I saw your dumb plan a mile off. There's no poison in these.
No.
Revenge is a dish best served cold, you know? Did you really think? You're a lousy chef, and you make a lousy villain, too.
Everything I ever did was a failure. And now.
Hey, why don't you try your hand at being a comedian in your next life? You got a good. You should have just done like I asked, Savannah. All I wanted you to do was scout the ruins for me. But you.
Stop right there!
Let her go, Monica! We've got you
Escoffier?
Ugh, looks like I'll have to keep you around for a little longer.
You can't!
Stay back if you want her alive! Escoffier and the Traveler. I can't take you both on in combat.
Monica, what are you hoping to achieve by this? You're about.
A recipe. You chefs are all blinded by your. Modeste had a secret. The truth behind his so-called genius, the je ne sais quoi factor.
Are you serious? You're here because of a gut.
I couldn't care less about the cake itself. No, he and Savelli were fools. A priceless treasure of Remoria in the palms of their hands. And they thought, ooh, this would go great in our cake. We're talking about a powerful stimulant that also sharpens the senses. That's right. I've done my research. It was a drug that Remoria developed for their war machine. I could make a...
Will you listen to yourself? You're completely delusional.
My eyes are wide open. Just wait till I get my hands on this treasure.
Wait, what's that?
Just when I thought she couldn't get any crazier. She's lucky the whole place didn't.
Uh-oh. Savannah's going to...
Monica must have taken her. Oh, what a coward. She's only taken her hostage because...
That's true. Even if she finds...
Oh, well, our path's been blocked, so let's look for another route. The water looks pretty deep here. Maybe it leads somewhere.
A little amuse-bouche.
painfully awakened by the explosion just now. Alright, Knife Skills 101. Time for some rough chopping.
The tides beckon. Oh, justice is blindsided. Silence!
Another door? Guess we need to prepare another feast for our guests.
To the freezer.
It seems to really like the texture of Rome maritime flowers.
Bow your head. Let the mighty be humbled.
I never knew you could process Lumitol like that. Alright, I've got to jot this down. Limitols and maritime flowers. This could open the door to a whole new world.
Yep, that's literally the plan. Wait, hold on. Which door are you talking about?
That's strange. These don't look Romorian to me. More like last century Fontaine.
Adventurers from last century Fontaine, huh? Oh, Modeste and Savelli, do you think they camped here?
By the looks of it, this was a one-person camp. They adventured together, but maybe one of them came back alone. You really
trust our adventurer's instincts. Okay, well, the Traveler has more adventuring experience overall, but Paimon's definitely a pro-rummage. Darn it! Paimon was just about to show off.
Huh, no kidding. Are all adventurers so obsessed with journaling? I mean, I guess I take a lot of notes when I'm...
Anyway, let's find out who was here.
It's been years since I've last visited these ruins. It's exactly the way I remember it. This place probably hasn't changed. Sadly, up above, on dry land, everything has changed. The treasure of Remoria. That's what we used to call it. Modeste was right about its potential. It turned our limited stock of the substance meant that the gâteau could only be produced on a small scale. But he was praised as a genius. While as Modeste tried his best to console me, but I knew better than anyone. Our conversations grew scarce, and we saw less and less of each other. I didn't fight it. He had new friends and a career. I told myself that maybe one day, when I've finally created a masterpiece, or maybe one day, when I've put these feelings of self-loathing behind me, unfortunately, that day.
So it was Savelli. From the sounds of it, he came back.
I always thought it was just a legend. But if it's true, then...
In that case, what does that say about the death of Modeste?
The taste of Gâteau de Bourg has changed. Modeste was convinced of this. Even though everyone swore they couldn't tell, being the perfectionist that he was, he refused to accept even the slightest flaw in his work. But as he baked and taste tested over and over again, it was only when he was sipping on coffee one day and realized he could not taste the bitterness. The treasure of Remoria stimulates the senses, taste included, and invigorates the spirit. In hindsight, it made perfect sense. After all, why would a culture that sought liberation from over the course of his many culinary experiments, Modeste exhausted the remaining supply of the treasure of Remoria. He consumed it all himself. The finest culinary talent of his generation now faced a future in which he would never be able to taste anything ever again. Finally, and because we had become estranged, I could not be there to stop him, to offer some words of comfort, or even to say goodbye. Yet despite everything, he sent me his final letter.
The treasure of Remoria? Guess Monica was really onto something. It really was a kind of drug.
So, Modeste chose to end his own life. Then, why all the rumors that Savelli murdered him? Also, neither the Codex nor any other contemporary records make any mention of the treasure of Remoria.
Modeste told me everything in his final letter. His was a tale of how even a genius could... Did he hope I would gain some personal catharsis from knowing the truth? Or maybe he wished for me to warn the public about the dangers of Gâteau de Bourg. But if the public ever learned how Modeste's greatest triumph became his undoing, his fall from grace would be swift and merciless. 1 minute a genius, the next a joke. What would be his legacy then? How would future generations view everything we built together? I fear the scorn I have faced these last years would pale in comparison to the... I cannot let that come to pass. I will do what I must to protect his name. It will mean tamper. It may lead his family to suspect me of having a hand in it. I would rather the world believe a tale of genius and jealousy than see his reputation intact. The final loose end is the evidence here, at the bottom of the sea.
Huh? What's wrong? Didn't we say Savannah should be safe for now?
So we thought, but if Monica finds out what happened to the treasure, there's no telling what she might do.
The treasure of Remoria. I have found you at last. Savelli, you tried your best to bury the truth, but you underestimated the children of Modeste. Some fragments of his diary escaped your clutches, and we have held on to them. But I have to thank you too, Savannah. Without your help retrieving the codex, and with it the last piece of the puzzle, I may never have found this place. But now, finally, the secret to Remoria's military might is within my grasp. The treasure of Remoria. Oh. It's empty. It's empty?
Monica? Oh, we were seconds too late.
Escoffier? What's the deal with that jar?
Savelli's final act! He wanted to conceal the secret, so he came here after his friend's death and destroyed every last shred that remained.
This can't be happening. All the years I spent piecing together the truth. All that for an empty jar?
Monica, don't do anything stupid. This ruin is more dangerous than you realize.
Oh, shut your pie hole!
Praise be to Lord, you barbarian shall...
She's a nutcase! A liability to herself and everyone else. Well, now it's up to us to clean up the mess she's made. Take these golems out! A dash of frosting!
Kamisato art! Sumetsu! A little amuse-bouche!
Why is this place still shaking? Either way, it's all her fault. Enough chit-chat. Let's get out of here, Traveler Escoffier!
Okay, I'm coming.
Oh, no, you don't. If I can't get what I want, neither... I've got nothing to show for my life's work so far. But if I can take another so-called genius down with me in my final moment, then it was all worth it.
You're a psycho!
When did you... I may be a lousy chef, but it looks like I'm not a complete waste of space.
Traveler? Okay!
Escoffier! Savannah!
Traveler!
Venejem, what are you all doing here?
What did you expect us to do? Stay at the restaurant?
We had to do something, even though that something ended.
I don't deserve any of you. It was my fault Escoffier had to leave. Then I couldn't come back, Escoffier.
Okay, so everything I said to you the day I left?
Huh? Sorry, I was kinda in my own head at the time.
Forget it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I didn't leave. If you were that bad, why would all your staff show up here for you?
Escoffier's right. Sure, you nitpick our work and get us to do things over a lot.
Things were pretty rough after Escoffier left. And Savannah's the only reason we've been able...
Our customers know that Escoffier doesn't work for us anymore. But at the end of the day, we're all human, and we all make mistakes. All we can do...
No, I get what you're saying, but...
Well, about that, there's someone else here to see you, Chef.
It's been a while, Chef Savannah.
Firmal? I'm so sorry. I put far too much pressure on you. And the way I stubbornly refused... But... I'm too late, aren't I? The damn...
Actually, I think I'm going to be just fine.
Huh?
We thought Firmin's problem was purely psychological in nature. And as it turns out...
No way! Doesn't that cause nerve damage?
It can. High doses pose a risk of serious nervous and sensory complications. But a small dose might simply make a person more
No wonder it seemed like you'd lost your edge.
I asked my friends at the Fontaine Research Institute about it. They said that with the low dose I was taking, the risks are pretty small. Well, that's what happens when you give someone a little bit of hope to cling.
There's more. We believe that...
You mean... she poisoned me too?
Oh, so that's why Savannah's been so irritable this whole time!
Let's not be too quick to blame everything on the Lumiline. That stuff, so you better make sure you reflect on your behavior and apologize.
I will. I'm sorry. There's still one question that's really bugging me. Is it just...
It's because the heating element in your oven is broken, you silly goose.
What?
I felt like something was off during the cooking contest. Once I got around to checking all the equipment, all the ovens in the whole kitchen had the same problem. I would have figured it out the day of the bake-off, since the issue affected both our teams. But of course...
No. I spent so long trying to find out where I was going. It all comes back to one simple,
Oh, cut it out! Stop the woe is me act for a second and just think. I came up with this recipe. Do you know how long I spent perfecting my gâteau de bois? 3 years. And you've been head chef now for what, 6 months? If that, you clearly have no idea how many kitchen failures I've had under my belt. Or just how long it took me to find genius or not. Everyone makes mistakes. Modeste did, Savelli did, everyone does. You're only a lousy chef if you don't face up to your mistakes. Learn from them and then keep chipping away until you crack the problem. Surely you haven't forgotten all that. You were no lousy chef back when I handed you—
I haven't forgotten. And
That's our head chef.
Ha ha! Sounds like we won't need another changing of the guard in the hood.
What a perfect ending to a...
So you got your mojo back now?
Yeah. Thanks to you.
Friends again! So nice to see them finally...
Good. So now that's out of the way. It's time for payback. You cheated in our last bake-off, and I demand a rematch right now.
But But that was mostly Monica.
Right. And also, does it...
No excuses. So grab your spatula and get ready, because this rematch is...
Hey! So, this whole time...
The second cooking contest commences now!
This time, no more games, and no holding back!
I feel like I don't have the right to be here.
Hey, what are you so afraid of? You can't unbake it now. And if you don't serve it, then good or bad, you'll never find out how to improve. If you're too scared to fail, you'll never know what real success tastes like. So?
Embrace your failure. Taste it. Digest it. That's the way to success.
I don't know. Sounds like it's easier said than done.
I'll do it.
The results are in! A landslide victory!
Quite rightly, too.
Oh yeah, look at that! Savannah looks pretty chipper too, consider-
Now, where were we? Yes. Do you... I thought Navia would have filled you in. And actually, I had two reasons for leaving. One was the food safety incident, of course. But the other was that the Hotel de Boer had reached a... So I decided to step down and look for new...
Improve how?
Well, a while back, I got to know a fellow chef from Niue. She has that same adventurous spirit that Modeste and Sibeli had in their youth. Slime mucus, lizard tails, there's a whole world of new flavors out there waiting to be explored. Case in point, remember those Romaritime flowers down in the ruins? I use them...
What? Paimon didn't notice at all!
Half of the art of cooking is dissecting the recipes of previous chefs, and the other half, it lies in freeing yourself from the confines of the kitchen.
Uh-oh. Paimon's suddenly not sure she wants to try your cooking anymore.
Don't worry, it's not gonna be a free-for-all like in Modeste's time. In the meantime, take this. It's a recipe for Petit Gâteau de Boer, revised version.
All right!
Oh, of course. I've already promised Vanishem that I'll come back every once in a while to make sure the quality of the food...
You know, Paimon's still a little disappointed. Surely Monica wouldn't have gotten drawn in so deeply if it wasn't for all... She practically dedicated her life to finding the lost pieces of Modeste's diary.
Since you mentioned the treasure, between Modeste's writings and what we saw in those ruins, I think I may have figured out the truth. The so-called treasure of Remoria was most likely a substance that the Remorians...
Huh? So then, why all the hype back in the early days of...
Don't forget, it was a very different era. We could barely even refine sugar back then. So desserts were very much in their infancy. In a world of bland food, it's no... And as for the Lumeline, it may well have been somewhat valuable in ancient times. But these days, it's just another... Even if Sibeli hadn't destroyed it all, I doubt it would...
So after all that, there was nothing. Feels strange to say it, but Paimon almost feels sorry for Monica. She sacrificed...
Hey! Huh? You just got back from that underwater ruin, right? Well, did you see anything like this down there? Freshly, experts say it has immense artistic and historical value.
Wait! Isn't that the jar they...
If only it was still in one...